of Lord Nityananda, I would like to speak of the glories of Lord Nityananda. 5,000 years ago, Lord Sri Krishna came. And when he came, his first Purush, or his first expansion, also came with him. That first expansion is called Balram. And so when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago, that first Purush, or first expansion, he came as Lord Nityananda Ram. So who is this Lord Balram? When there's 6 opulence that Krishna would exhibit. All fame, beauty, strength, knowledge, renunciation. So there is a time when the Lord goes into renunciation. And when that happens, that everything that we see and or we know, all the universe, all the planets of the spiritual world, everything gets reabsorbed into him. And he stays in renunciation for a very long time. And when he's coming out of that renunciation, now he wants to exhibit these other 5 qualities. So his first expansion was Lord Balram. And so Lord Balram, he started to put planets. When he saw the vast amount of light that is available, that he started to put planets within the lighted area. And as he is doing that, the darkness started to appear. When the living entities who came from Lord Balram, all the living entities and all the incarnations, they come from Lord Balram. So at that time, the Lord Krishna would assist Lord Balram by expanding himself further into Pradyumna and Anirudh. And this is called the first quadruple expansion. Lord Krishna, Lord Balram, Pradyumna, and Anirudh. And they now expand further. And in these many different quadruple expansions, there is one quadruple expansion where they expand themselves to be Vasudeva, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anirudh. But that Shankarshan, who is also Lord Balram, he is going to expand himself. He does not enter into the material quality. Instead, because all these expansions, they do not want to have anything to do with the dark matter. So he expands himself further into Mahavishnu. And appearing alongside Mahavishnu is Sadashiva. From Mahavishnu, Mahavishnu himself does not want to enter the darkness. This dark matter, he does not want to enter it. So he lies on the causal ocean. And from his pores, billions of universe comes out of his pores and they enter into the dark matter. When seeing that all these universe was established, then Mahavishnu expanded himself further into Garbhodha Kasai Vishnu. And each universe that Garbhodha Kasai Vishnu he enters, when he entered this universe, he explained, he said that everything was dark. There's darkness everywhere. So, seeing that, he, through his perspiration, that he fills this universe half with water. And he lies there on Anantasesh. Anantasesh is another expansion of Lord Balaram. So, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, he lies on Anantasesh, on the Garbha ocean. And when the living entities, they came from Mahavishnu, all the living entities who misbehaved, who did not want to serve Krishna, they were placed into the body of Mahavishnu. And when Mahavishnu expanded into Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, all the living entities that belong to the different universe, he placed them into the body of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And he lies there. And when these living entity becomes uneasy, because the living entity is very active, it cannot stay quiet. And that activity caused such an irritation that his body turns blue. And from his navel, a lotus flower grows out. From the inside of this lotus flower, Brahma crawls out through the stem on the inside and came to the top of the lotus flower. And the petals of this lotus flower is all these universe, all the planets that's supposed to exist in this universe. They are there in seedling form. So it is said that Lord Balaram or Lord Nityananda, who both the same person, that whenever he comes in the material world, he is also the expansion of Mahavishnu. He is the expansion of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, there is a further expansion that is called Kisorodaka Sai Vishnu. Anyone who understands these three Vishnus, the misery of material nature would start to disappear. And this is Lord Balaram expanding himself in different features just to serve Lord Shri Krishna. So when it is that the universe is present, all these incarnations and expansions, partial expansion of the Lord, they all appear, and now the universe becomes vibrant. Even though it is dark, it becomes filled with living entities, and it becomes very vibrant. So when Brahma crawled out of the lotus flower, all the souls that belong to this universe were placed inside his body. And when he came out, there are different times when these living entities would start coming out of him. So it is said that these expansions, that whenever it is that the Supreme Lord decide to come into this world, that he would use different expansions and come through them. Because they are all expansions of himself. From him came Balaram, from Balaram came Shankarashan, Mahavishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, Kisorodaka Sai Vishnu. And so, Lord Nityananda, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Lord Nityananda, who is that same Balaram that have expanded in all these features, he also appeared. He appeared in the house of Hadai Pandit.